Most of you aren't subscribed. Make sure to subscribe, as it helps out the channel. Without further ado, moving ahead in time, Kelvin has returned to Guildmaster Mist, handing over the captured people, who thank Kelvin for rescuing them. With Kristoff and his party captured, Mist states that she will now be able to begin investigating and cracking down on those related to the Black Mist, without any need to fear public opinion. As Kelvin bids Mist farewell, Mist wonders where Kelvin will be heading to next, but all Kelvin can say is that he'll be playing a game with some new friends. Cutting to a cave near the sea, we see the four heroes fighting a giant octopus, with Toya blown back by the creature. Seeing this, Setsuna rushes to cut down the creature, but her blade only bounces off the creature's flexible skin. Whilst this happens, Kelvin and his party are enjoying the show. Suddenly the octopus begins charging up a powerful strike, prompting Kelvin to tell Miyabi and Nana to keep watch of Toya and Setsuna, as they need to help them out if they are in trouble. As some time goes by, Kelvin is getting more and more bored, making Sarah ask why Kelvin is so committed to training people he has just met. But Kelvin thinks about how Melfina was the one who picked them and that they are actually all from Japan as well, so he feels like he has to take care of them. Getting an idea, Sarah suggests that once they get stronger, Kelvin and her should test them, which Kelvin agrees with. After some more time passes, the heroes finally manage to slay the octopus, signaling everyone to have lunch. With everyone sitting down and chatting, the heroes begin talking about how they've noticed dungeon monsters being stronger, ever since the Demon King had been revived. Opening up, the heroes talk about how they were summoned here, and that the first person they met in this world was Colette, the priestess that summoned them. Getting serious, Kelvin questions Toya, reiterating that the heroes are very weak at the moment, wondering what the heroes would do if they were to face a dungeon boss right now. Just then, Sarah rushes towards them, having caught something big whilst fishing. It's revealed that Sarah had accidentally caught a S-rank dungeon dragon, who had been sleeping in the sea. Ignoring Sarah's antics, Kelvin continues to press the heroes, demanding to know what they would do if they encounter a stronger enemy than them. With a calm expression, Toya states that he'll run and escape the enemy, as there is no point allowing his ego to control his actions. Hearing this, Kelvin is satisfied that the heroes will not mindlessly charge at an enemy and give away their lives so meaninglessly. As their conversation wraps up, we cut to several days later, where Kelvin is meeting up with the heroes at the town's boat ports. Thanking Kelvin for all he's done, the heroes all receive a pendant from Kelvin as a parting gift. As the heroes sail away on a boat, they think about how Kelvin and his party were so powerful, having easily defeated that S-rank sea dragon, hoping to one day meet again, but be stronger next time. Back on land, Kelvin watches the heroes sail away, but suddenly turns to Gerald, asking if the Lizea Empire, the empire responsible for cursing Gerald's home, is across the ocean. Shocked, Gerald is surprised to hear that Kelvin still remembers his backstory, but Kelvin asks Gerald if their party as of right now could wipe out the entire empire. Pondering deeply for a bit, Gerald grows excited at avenging his home, but Kelvin reasons that they should probably get much stronger before they consider such a thing. As Kelvin and Gerald meet back up with Ephil compliments Kelvin's kind heart, revealing that the pendants are able to give the wearers a boost to all their stats, and even have a secret functionality in case of emergencies. Before Kelvin can reveal what that secret is, Sarah shows up, asking to know what they're talking about. Before Kelvin can scold Sarah for being so nosy, Sarah tells Kelvin that a messenger sent by Mist is here. Hearing this, Kelvin tells everyone that the time has come, where he'll finally get to taste the nostalgic feeling of rice again, as they will be meeting with the king of this town. Heading to the king's castle, everyone notes the Japanese-styled castle, but Gerald states the first ever king of this town was actually summoned from another world, and probably influenced how things would behave here. As they enter the castle, they all take off their shoes, kneeling before the ruler of the castle. Introducing herself as Tsubaki Fujiwara, Kelvin immediately notes how the ruler's name is definitely Japanese-styled. Checking on his summons, Kelvin notes how formal Sarah is acting, teasing her being a completely different person compared to her usual childish self. Suddenly Tsubaki speaks up, thanking Kelvin and his party for not only capturing the Black Wind bandits but also slaying the rank S dragon guarding the seas. As a token of appreciation, Tsubaki states that she'll grant any wish of Kelvin's, but is surprised to hear that Kelvin only wishes for a crop that is only found here in town. Smiling, Tsubaki reveals that this was all a test, as normal people would be greedy and ask for many things, but Kelvin is the first to impress her. Ordering her people to give Kelvin rice, she unveils a banquet specially prepared to celebrate Kelvin and his party's amazing feats. As Kelvin stuffs his face with his old world's cuisine, Gerald and Sarah are seen indulging in some alcohol, all whilst Ifil is learning some recipes from the chefs responsible for this special meal. Several days later, Kelvin reveals that he has been staying in the castle, as Tsubaki has invited him and his party to rest for a while. Hearing a knock at the door, Ifil appears with some Japanese food, which she has beautifully prepared. Ifil tells Kelvin that the others are all training, but Kelvin could care less, as Queen Tsubaki is now in the same room sharing a meal with him. Wondering why Tsubaki is even here, Tsubaki states that she simply wants to taste Ifil's cooking, amazed that she's able to pick up on the recipes and cooking styles so fast. Knowing that Ifil's rank S cooking ability is probably the reason for Ifil's amazing food, Kelvin suddenly notices Tsubaki getting too close with him, rubbing against him, asking that he and his party permanently stay at her castle. Fighting Tsubaki's advances, Kelvin refuses her offer, stating that he must return to his previous town, as he can't stay in one place. Apologizing for being selfish, Tsubaki reveals that she can help get Kelvin and his party back to the other town fast, taking them to a teleporting gate. Wondering why the heroes didn't just teleport to their next location, Kelvin learns that teleporting takes a massive amount of energy and that both countries must allow people to use their gates. Finally returning to the inn, Claire teases Kelvin for catching the eye of Tsubaki, the ruler of a country, but Kelvin just ignores Claire. Ifil suddenly wonders what Kelvin would be doing today, prompting Kelvin to say that he'll be relaxing today, since he has just bought a new house. With Kelvin and his party amazed at the upgraded space, Sarah can't help but explore the building, prompting Ifil to check out the kitchen, Gerald to find a good training location and Clotho to explore the outside. Checking out the palace himself, Kelvin is happy to see a bath in his new home, but is soon called to greet his new housekeepers. Recognizing them as the girls that he saved, the girls officially introduce themselves as Ellie and her daughter Luca. That night, Kelvin bathes for the first time in this world, immediately heading to bed, thinking about how it feels weird to be sleeping in an actual bed. Before he drifts off, he notices that Melfina has returned, excited to see her avatar. Reaching out his arm, Kevlin calls for Melfina to appear, finally summoning her. Entering through a gate, Melfina shows off her majestic wings, smirking as she meets Kelvin's eyes. Kelvin can't help but admit that Melfina is his type. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like and comment.